All right, here's the video review for Transformers Studio Series 8626 Swoop. It is obviously number 26 in the Studio Series 86 line. And the last of the 5 Dinobots. I've been collecting them for a while. I hadn't picked up Swoop yet. I didn't know if I was going to get him for a while. There was a period where I'm like, well, do I need, they're all big. Do I really need Swoop? And then I saw him in GameStop and I said, yes. I figured I'd probably pick him up at some point eventually, but I hadn't pre-ordered him. I hadn't seen him in stores. I saw him on the shelf at GameStop. I picked him up. And he's nice. He's a good addition to the team. I'm glad to have all 5 of them now. That's one less thing I have to stress about. Not that I was stressing about, but I knew, like, if I didn't get him, like, 2 years from now, I'd be like, man, I really wish I'd grabbed Swoop when I could have. But I did. So here we are. He's a little simpler than the other Dinobots in transformation. He has some refinements over his original, but nothing, like, too crazy, which is nice. Because, like, I love Snarl, but Snarl is a lot more complex than his old G1 version, whereas Swoop is not a whole lot different, like just some quality of life improvements, really. As you can see, he is a pterodactyl. I grew up as a kid with different names. I'm still not entirely sure where they spread out. I think pteranodon is the appropriate terminology these days. He does come with 2 swords, one of which, if you look at, is clearly Grimlock's. I will give that to him later on. And then his own sword. Doesn't come with a gun, but that's fine. I will go ahead and pop the swords off for transformation. He's got his little underwing missiles. They do not fire. They are separate pieces. You can remove the missile, but they are not spring-loaded. They do not launch. And as you saw, they are red plastic painted gold, so be careful not to scratch them. But I do like the arms tab in under here to the underside of the wing, but there is still a specific joint in there. You can kind of see it moving to allow the wings to angle, not a lot, but a little bit here off of the body in alt mode. There is a double hinge joint here in the wing that you can use to give them a little bit more articulation or visual differentiation there if you want in the wings. But he's Swoop. You can flip the feet. I had his feet like this. You can flip his feet solid, and you can bend his head up here at the upper neck joint if you want to have him in a standing pteranodon pose, although somehow that looks even more awkward than his original G1 form, I think, standing like this. There is a peg hole here, very small peg hole. You could probably get a more robust clip stand, but there is a peg hole here if you wanted to put him on a stand that you trust very strongly using that peg hole. But there are ways you get a flight stand to have him flying with the Dinobots in Dino mode. We took the swords off. We'll go ahead and take these launchers off as well, and we'll transform him. And it's really easy. Again, very similar to the old school one where you just bring his legs, untab him from right here, bring him down and around, flip out his feet. Make sure these are flat. These kind of fold into the knee. But flip out his foot, flip out a heel, flip out the foot, flip out a heel, unpeg the arms from the wings here. And again, there's 2 parts. This pegs into here, this pegs into here. This piece folds up and around like this, snaps onto the tab, and then folds this way. Folds flat up against the wing here, and tabs on in the back. Again, rotate, flip that piece up like that, fold it down. You can see there's a tab here that fits right in here on the back side of the wing. That collapses his wings fairly nicely. Now you can push here to get it started. The fists kind of flip up into there. And they're one solid piece, but they do have a wrist swivel. We'll get to that. And again, it kind of helps if you push here first to get it to pop out. If it will. I may need to get a prying tool. They clip in very securely, and they don't really want to pop out. Hold on, let me get this. All right, we got the fist popped out, and then the whole chest assembly pops out into the side. Kind of lift this up. It splits in half here. There we go. Kind of unpeg them like there, and then opens out. Collapses in, untabs. You can see the 2 tabs in there. Widens up, Then you fold this, flip this up, fold this whole assembly down into the body. Fold the Dino head down here. Did I do this wrong? There we go, like that. And then you fold the Dino head down, tab it in, unpeg the eye ridge here. This eye ridge. I just clipped my nails, and that's kind of frustrating because now there you go. Unpeg that, lift his head up, clip that back into place. And there's Swoop in robot mode. You can attach his weapons, you can give him a sword. There we go. Oh, I flipped his heel forward. That's what happened. Let's say he was way sturdy on this earlier. It's because I didn't have his heel out. Oh, and this foot is keeping the knee from coming flat all the way. There we go. But there's Swoop. He's got a ball joint head. You can look around, ratcheting arms, or double swivel shoulders, bicep swivel, single hinge elbow joint. You saw the wrist swivel earlier. He does have a waist swivel, front to back, ratcheting hips, side to side, thigh swivel, dual hinge legs with good range of motion. He's got some ankle tilt slightly above the ankle there, kind of chops his leg open. And then you got the posable toes. You can plug his missiles on. You can plug them into either the front or back of the wing. Okay, LED lights, let's stay together. I'm wiggling the connection here on these. And then we'll give him his sword. You can store the swords. There's pegs, you can see there. There's places to store both. You can store one or both swords, either here in the middle of his back or on either wing. You move the missiles to the back however you want to. And then we'll give... Okay, camera's starting to sync here. Let's bring this up. Focus on Swoop. And let's go ahead and bring in his teammates. I've been patiently waiting on the shelf for him to arrive. Grimlock, he's in there. Okay, they're in there. Snarl's kind of hiding in the back there, but that's okay for right now. And then we can give Grimlock his sword. And there's the team. They look great together. I'm happy to have them finally complete. And yeah, I don't know what more there is to say. They're nice, big, solid Dinobots. I'm happy to have the whole team here. Swoop was the last. I mean, obviously, it was all pretty much once Snarl came out, I was happy. That was really all I needed. But at that point, I had 4 of them. And so it made sense to get Swoop. But there's Studio Series 8626 Swoop, the final Dinobot, and a nice addition to the shelf.